Hi, this is Dave Stringham. I'm with Paramount Property Management and Realty. We're a property management company here in the Phoenix market that manages single-family homes, condominiums, townhomes, and small apartment complexes. Today I wanted to talk to you about a question I get periodically, which is it advisable to get a good background check on the tenant before you move them in? The answer is definitely yes. The best application you could possibly get, and the most information is important. And there's multiple reasons for that. The best thing I can say is that this is the best time, and probably the only time you ever will get to get all the information you're looking for from the tenant, from their full name, their employment, contact information, contact phone numbers, home numbers, email addresses, date of birth, social security numbers, their emergency contacts, their information on their vehicles as to what they drive, their ID numbers on that, full occupants of the property, whether they have pets and don't have pets. This is the time and place to get all that information compiled. You also want to be able to get as much information so that you can get, when you pull the reports, that information comes out correctly. Felony convictions and criminal activities, important to be able to verify. Not all credit reporting services can do that, and you pay extra for that. But it's important to know whether or not that prospective tenant has a criminal history. It's important to get the legal information on the property, such as evictions and bankruptcies and tax liens and divorce decrees. Those are things that may have an impact upon being able to pay the rent going forward. You need to know what the total occupancy is going to be on the property. Who's going to live there? How many adults? How many children? There are laws about occupancy standards for fire service, and fire department regulations, and occupancy regulations that impact who can live in the property and how many. What's safety standards for that? We need to verify their income, where their income is going to be coming from in order to pay the rent, and if there's enough income to support that rent based upon your criteria and qualifying standards. You need to be able to verify if they have pets or don't have pets, how big the pets are. Are they aggressive animals that maybe your insurance would prohibit living on the property, and they could cancel your insurance if you didn't know what kind of pets were in the property, and it turns out that they were aggressive animals. Also, get their good landlord history, get good phone numbers for the current landlord, not an Uncle Bill or something like that will say, oh yeah, they rent a room from me, and that's usually not the case. Usually what they're doing is getting somebody else to cover for them. Their current landlord may not be wanting to give you the right information if they're evicting that tenant, or if that tenant's been a problem. So you may want to go back to the second landlord prior in order to get more of a real truth about that current tenant. Most landlords are going to give you the truth, especially if they've been good tenants or they've been okay tenants. But if they're being evicted, they just want to get rid of them, and they'll tell you anything. So having a good credit background check is important. You can also check and know that the tenants are giving you and are honest in their dealings with you. If what's on the application turns out to be true and accurate and doesn't need a whole lot of explanation, usually you know that the tenant's going to be straight up. You also want to make sure the tenant knows what the qualifying standards are, so that when they submit that application, there's a strong possibility that they're going to be approved and not have an argument if they should be denied because they didn't know that was what your requirement was. You also need to know what the federal fair housing requirements are, so that you don't turn down a tenant or deny a tenant on their application based upon protected class or federal fair housing protection items and law. These are all things that are probably best left to a good property manager who's done hundreds and hundreds of applications, and can tell and disseminate the good applications from the bad. When you get a good property management company, usually they have a pretty good insight and history on those applicants and can help you with that. If you have any questions, or if we can be of further help to you, feel free to contact me by phone or email, or through our website. My name is Dave Stringham with Paramount Property Management and Realty. Look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.